It's been 6 months since I quit my full-time job to become a dietitian, nutrition coach, YouTube entrepreneur. And while the reasoning for that transition wasn't necessarily that I was making like $1 million just yet, and more so that I was being shoved out of the nest, I have been pretty happy with the entrepreneur life and the growth that I've seen since moving on from my previous job. And while this channel is not necessarily a entrepreneurial business coach channel or anything like that, I like to, from time to time, give some advice and kind of document my journey along the way, because I know when I was a dietetic student and even in my entrepreneurial journey as well, I am a person who has a lot of questions, and sometimes it's just nice to kind of like feel like you're not alone in this kind of journey. So today I want to share with you 5 things that I wish I knew sooner in my dietitian, nutritionist, entrepreneurial journey. Most of these tips apply to all types of entrepreneurial professionals. So if you just, want to sit and chat and come along for the ride and you're not a dietitian, that's okay too. You'll probably take away a couple things from this video, hopefully. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing that I wish I knew a lot sooner in my entrepreneurial journey is that you won't know everything about nutrition or your expertise or your niche area or whatever right out of college. And that's not necessarily the point of being a dietitian or being a professional. And I know that can seem like weird to say, but it's true. The nutrition profession in particular is a mix of nutrition education, applied clinical skills, and facilitated behavior change. So you have so many different duties as a dietitian, and it can really get overwhelming when you're starting out because you have to know so many facets of so many different things. But I want to encourage you, don't feel like you need to know every single thing on earth. You have the skills to do research on nutrition and to be able to distinguish the difference between fact and fiction and sensationalism and truth. And that's the skill that's going to help you be a better dietitian and grow in your skills as you move along. You don't have to have everything figured out, and you don't have to know every single answer to every single question that your client asks you. My favorite thing to say if I don't know the answer to something is, that's a great question. I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head, but I'm going to send you a message between sessions, or I'm going to get back to you tomorrow and give you a better answer, or something like that. You can make it your own, but you are the truth seeker in the nutrition profession. You don't have to just be an encyclopedia of knowledge. I know sometimes my fiance is like, tell me all the nutrients in this pear. Tell me all the nutrients in this piece of bread. And I'm just like, dude, stop. That's not how it works. The next thing that I wish I knew, and this one applies to all entrepreneurial professionals, is realize your priorities, focus your time, and delegate tasks ASAP. As an entrepreneur, you are probably a scatterbrained mess and a creative genius all at the same time. And that can be a really fun dynamic duo to deal with. It can cause you to kind of be in analysis paralysis all the freaking time. So you want to make sure that you're always making priorities and not just flexing and bending to whatever way the wind blows that day. I use Google Keep, and it has like a checklist option that I find super handy, and I make a little checklist for every single day, and I try to prioritize 3 main things that I want to get done in that day. No more, no less. And if I get more done, great. But I try to always focus most of my time and energy on just 3 things. Whoa, I just spilled coffee on me. I know it's easy to get really caught up in to-do lists and have like a million things. And to be honest, I have a million things that I want to get done right in this moment as well. But what I find helpful is to kind of brain dump on either a Google Doc or on a notepad and think of all the things that you want to get done. It's just like every single thing that comes to mind, and then narrow it down and break it into chunks instead of just focusing on like 100 things at once. Easier said than done, I know, but it's definitely something that I've had to work on as an entrepreneur, and especially going full-time with Dark Blue Nutrition, it's just been a really big challenge to focus my brain and not do 100 things at once. And to the point of delegating and outsourcing whenever possible, I'm a really big, like, prideful person, I'll admit it. And sometimes I have a little bit of an ego on like doing things myself. I don't like to get help from others for a lot of different things, but I have found it really helpful. And it doesn't just have to be from a specific person that's helping you, but I've found things that have helped me that are sort of like a delegation thing, like finding templates and different things, so I don't have to waste my time doing graphic design, which I have no skill or talent in whatsoever. So, you know, quick bonus fire tip is go to Etsy and search whatever template you're searching for, and you will find things that you never knew existed. I've done this for my PowerPoint slides for my Mindful Muscles Academy. I have done this by buying courses in a topic that I really don't know anything about, and it just saves me time because I'm not Google searching it all day long, wasting a bunch of time. It's information that's condensed that I can just access at any time, and you spend money, but you save time. And I think time is just a huge thing when you're an entrepreneur, and if you're someone who seeks that time freedom like I do. On to tip number 3. On the topic of maximizing your time, really consider when you're starting your nutrition business or whatever kind of business you have, not falling into the trap of trading time for money. I think we're really taught the whole 9 to 5 thing, and I think that's really indoctrinated in our heads that we have to work an hour to gain $50 or gain whatever we charge an hour. And in the day and age of technology, luckily that's not really the case anymore. You want to find ways that you can maximize your time so you're not trading dollars for hours. One way that I am doing this right now, and that I really wish that I would have started way early into my journey, I mean the second that I graduated college and started my business, is making an online course. And making an online course has been so transformative for my business. And while it does take some front-loaded time and effort, I know that the time that I'm putting in is finite, and I can have an infinite amount of profit from that potentially in the future. So my signature nutrition course is the Mindful Muscles Academy. It's a premium service that I offer to my audience, my students, and my clients as well, to dive deep into the topic of mindfulness for an active lifestyle and mindful eating for an active lifestyle. And I plan to do a lot of other smaller courses in the future, some on exercise, some on reverse dieting, and other topics like that people are really interested in, but maybe they don't have the time or money to go to a dietitian for one-on-one. Let's be real, coaching can be a pretty pricey thing sometimes, and it's not for every budget. So this not only maximizes the reach that you have, it also maximizes your own time, so you are able to pour more into your business and pour more into your own cup when the day is done, and you don't have to trade time for money. So that is my spiel about courses. I absolutely am a huge fangirl of online courses, and if you want to know who that I recommend for learning how to build your own online course, I recommend checking the link below. Online Course Academy and Passive Income Academy are the two courses that I took to learn everything that I know about building an online course and also building that evergreen funnel so that people are always being introduced into your course. Couldn't recommend it enough. Check it out in the description below if you are a dietitian or an entrepreneur who is looking to build your own online course so you can make passive income. Number 4 that I wish I knew way sooner is really focus on who you're trying to help and what their questions are, and don't overcomplicate it. I think the third one is, you know, I'm calling myself out here. Sometimes it can be a really big struggle. You want to help so many different people, and it kind of spreads you out in 100 million different directions. That's tough not only on you and your energy, you get spread thin by doing that. It also confuses your audience, so they really don't know what you help with or how you can help them. And I'll admit, like, I am not speaking from a point of being like a millionaire entrepreneur just yet. So this is something I'm still kind of learning to master in my own business. I'm not perfect, but it's something that I'm always trying to learn more about and develop and like do more research and invest more time really getting to know my clients and my students better. Don't just crank out content. Take some time so you can relax and recharge and have a fully present brain available to do some research and really learn more about your topic, your niche, and your audience within that niche. And number 5, the last one, in light of not overcomplicating things, make sure that once you are in the profession and you are just mastering your niche, mastering all the complicated stuff, that you're also brushing up on the basics of nutrition, motivational interviewing, habit building, and the basics of healthy eating are so important not to lose sight of, because that is what our clientele is going to have the most challenges with. It's not necessarily that they need to know everything about nutrition and that's what's going to solve their problems. It's that they need accountability and consistency with the basic challenges of everyday life. Being busy, not knowing how to meal prep or not having time to meal prep, not having convenient foods that they know of that are healthy and easy to prep or no prep. It's those little things that we really need to keep in perspective as dietitians to help our clients to the highest degree. Along with being a dietitian, I am also a Precision Nutrition Level 1 nutrition coach. They have tons of free handouts and forms and assessments that you can use with your own clients and in your own practice totally for free, and also a lot of great informative articles that break down really complicated nutrition topics and make them easier to digest, no pun intended. And I really highly recommend their certification if you're looking for continuing education credits. They have so many different tools that you can use in your own practice. It's practically worth it just to pay for the certification to get those things. But the certification is also really beneficial to ground you in coaching skills and to get 16 continuing education credits, because that is a really big benefit as well. I do have a more in-depth review of the Precision Nutrition certification if you want to check that out, and I can leave it in the description below. And you can also use my link if you are interested in Precision Nutrition's coaching certification. I have partnered with them in the past. This video is not sponsored by them, but I have done sponsor content with Precision Nutrition simply because I really love what they're doing, and they just do it right. They simplify health and nutrition, and I love it. I honestly wish the dietetics profession was way better at that. We deserve that with all the schooling we have to go through and all the crazy crap we have to do. I do have a whole playlist of RD2B and dietitian related stuff on this channel, so I will link to that below. And if you want to keep hanging out on the channel, click or tap the screen to head on over to the next video.